Hi all, how are we? Yeah, this video is all about business models on eBay, and in particular the business model that I use. And this video is going to be all about that model and why I choose to use it. I suppose in a way there are many eBay business models, but they do seem to fall between two extremes. One extreme being that you will put something on and then just hold out for top price on it, and the other being that you put something on and then basically consider the first offer that comes along, and as long as it makes a profit, hey, we're in, let's get it gone. They're the two sort of extremes of models when talking about reselling and when discussing reselling. So really your model that you use will fall something in between those two extremes. I suppose I'm further over to this side a bit, getting towards the putting stuff on and then considering offers as soon as they come in. And in this video, I'm going to explain why that is so. My name's James Smith and I run and promote channel JR74 in this way. Please like, comment, subscribe, and actually the comments have given a lot of fuel for this video to be created, which is exactly what I want to happen. All right, so thank you very much. Anyway, watch on. The first thing you've got to ask yourself is, what is a reseller? What are you doing on eBay? In effect, what you were doing is you were going out, you were finding products, you were sourcing products that you think are priced at a level that you can make a bit of markup on, and then you're putting it onto a platform such as eBay to find a buyer that is prepared to pay that higher price that you think that product is worth. In essence, that's what you were doing. And when you were doing stuff like this, there isn't really a final price. You were just basically facilitating the supply and demand curves, and you are looking at that point where both of those curves intersect. Who is out there who's prepared to buy your product and at what price? You've got to put it out there. The buyer then comes in with an offer. I would say that with eBay, you've got to have the offers turned on. If you just want to put it out there at one price and keep it at that price, I would consider Amazon. I would say that Amazon is more suited to that sort of business model, and especially if you're selling multiple things. And you know, you could be constantly looking at price, maybe putting prices up of all of those things or putting prices down of all of those things. But if you're looking at things like I'm doing with reselling, looking at things on an individual product by product basis, which can sometimes have its limitations, I will admit, and I am looking at doing some bulk buys as well in the near future. That's what you're doing as a reseller. You are matching buyers with your product. But in essence, and this is absolutely key, I would say, the price at which you source at is really important, because then that allows you to put it out there if you feel that you can make money on it. If you buy it at too high a price, you won't be able to make money on it. It's that simple. So one of the main things in any business model to do with eBay is your sourcing price. In essence, though, no model is perfect. There's no business model that is absolutely the right one that you should stick to at all times. It's difficult. And really, the skill here is to do the right thing at the right time with the right buyer and the right product. And it's only really experience that can give you that advantage when dealing with products on eBay. That's why I enjoy doing this so much, because everything that I am learning about those right things to do, the right time, the right buyer, the right product, I want to give you the information that I feel works. I've done a little calculation. I've looked at everything that I've sold in this financial year, how many products I've sold, and it comes out at 694. We're end of Feb now, so yeah, it's quite a few, I suppose. 666 of those have been at a profit and 28 of those have been at a loss. Now, some of you might be thinking, a loss? Why? If you put it out there, just wait for the right price to come in. You shouldn't be making any losses. I would tend to disagree. I would say that if you've put a product out there and it's not really doing that well in terms of the impressions that it's getting, in terms of the watches that it's getting, and you feel that maybe you've sourced it at too high a price, sometimes what you can do is just say, no, just cut your losses. Okay, if an offer comes in, just take it and just let it go. You've got that one wrong. You are not going to be correct all the time. In my case, I've been correct 666 times and I haven't been correct 28 times. So 4% of the time I haven't been correct. I can live with that. The reason why I'm doing this video is from the channel itself, JR74, and the way in which it is beginning to grow. On many of the videos that I do encourage comments. Because I like reading comments, and I think it's a good thing for you guys to read as well when actually watching the video and seeing what other people think of it. I've done some on business, I've done some on strategies, and I obviously do a lot with my In, On and Gone series on how much I'm sourcing for and how much I'm selling for. There's been a few comments coming in that are saying that I'm selling too cheaply. There's been others coming in saying, well, what he's doing really is just keeping the cash flowing. So, you know, again, it's one of those situations where nothing is absolutely perfect. I'm liking the fact that people can comment and, you know, whether I agree, disagree, don't really matter. The fact is people are talking about it and debate is always healthy. My reason for doing this video, I think, is to get across my philosophy. I don't really think the word hint is strong enough. I do talk about the strategy that I use quite often in the videos that I do. And it is one which is based, as I said, towards this side more from the start of this video, talking about getting top price for each product, as opposed to looking at the offers that you get, and as long as you make a profit, then really just letting it go. I am more towards this side, and later on in this video, I'll show you why. With offers, and offers are really important to consider because so many of my products are sold on offer. And really, I suppose I could say, put my hand up and just say, that's my fault, all right? But it's what I want to happen. Every single listing that I do, I will put make an offer in the title. I'll put that. I used to put it on each and every photograph that I did, or the main photograph, I would put make an offer in words next to it, but I was finding that was too time consuming. So what I do now is I put make an offer in the title listing. You've got 80 characters to play with, and I'm finding that I can quite easily get all of the characteristics of that product into the first part of the title to allow me to put the words make an offer. Offers come in two categories, and it's quite easy to differentiate between those two categories. The first one is somebody coming in with their best offer. Say if you've got a pair of trainers on, you've put them on at 15 quid, you've put make an offer in the listing, somebody comes in at 13. You're not really going to diddle with that. There's no point. Because you put make an offer in the title, if somebody comes in at 13 and you've put them on at 15, to me, you've got to let them go for 13. Otherwise, what is the point of saying make an offer? What are you going to try and do? Get an extra £1 out of this buyer? And remember that offers aren't coming in all the time, all right? Especially in my situation, I haven't. My shop is still below 250 items, so I'm trying to grow it. So really, I need to consider every single offer that comes in. And if somebody comes in at £13 and you put them on at 15, then you'd be mad to turn that down. And really, you're not just mad, you're a liar because you put make an offer in the title. That's why the actual price that you put it on at is so important, and the price that you source at is so important. If that £13 can still give you a profit, take it. And as many of you know, my profit target is between 50 and 100%. If I get above 100%, I'm happy. The second type of offer is somebody that comes in who's being, consider yourself in some sort of marketplace where you can haggle. Haggle, thinking of Monty Python. But somebody comes in with a low ball offer. All right, say if you put a pair of shorts on at, say, 10 and somebody comes in at 3. Now, you know that they're worth more than 3, but they're actually, what they're doing is they're trying you out. And on eBay, you can put back an offer. So I would come back at that person. So I've put them on at 10. They've gone to 3. I might come back at £6.50. You start to play the game. All right. And if the buyer is genuinely in the category of, look, I'm making a cheeky offer, let's see what we can do. That's where I'm starting from. I know where you're starting from. Let's try and meet in the middle. That's the sort of buyer that you're dealing with there. If somebody's come in saying, no, they're only worth £3 and that's exactly how much I'm going to pay for them, then they just won't respond when you send your counter offer. And what they might do a couple of weeks later, if they're still on, is send that offer again. That's happened in the past. And sometimes I've let it go for that offer because it's obvious to me that I've not really sourced it or priced it, or that brand isn't really as popular as what I thought it was. And that would be one of the 28 that I let go for a loss. So yeah, offers come in 2 categories, and you've really, really got to be able to differentiate between those 2 categories and know what category your buyer is in.
Okay, so I set up a little spreadsheet here to get my point across at my trading philosophy. Okay, right, we're going to go to this side first. Okay, what side was it? All right, but remember, it was the side where I said that you should hold out for top dollar for each and every product that you put on. Now, say if you've got, I'm got in mind here a Cotton Traders rugby shirt. Okay, one that I sold recently. I sourced it for £5, and I sold it in the end at 15. And yeah, I think I could have got more for it, but I'll show you why I sold it. I put it on at 20, and it wasn't really getting that much attraction. Not really the amount of watches that I would have wanted, not really the amount of views. And we're in the time here when the Six Nations is on. So really, this is the prime time that it's going to sell. So I dropped the price to 15. It sold. But I did undersell it, and I'll admit that I undersold it, because you can sell these at 25. But to do that, you've got to wait for the right buyer to come in. This is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about by matching products to buyers. There is somebody out there that's going to pay 25 for it, but they're not going to come along every single day. It's going to take time. And I'm estimating that this time, from what I can see, would be 6 months. And that's purely from my experience of doing all of this. So you can see here, spent £5 in month 1, I've got it, but I've had to wait 6 months for the 25 quid offer to come in. I've added £3.60 postage. The postage has cost me £3.25. Many resellers do this. They add a little bit onto their postage to get the postage bags, the tape and the boxing and packaging and stuff like that. Fees wise, £3.79. Promotion at 2%, 0.69. So in the end, my profit, £15.87. Yeah. Okay. So adding the fiver onto that. What? That's not right. That's not right. Sorry, I've made some changes to this with the fees. Right, I'm not going to redo this. I'll tell you what. Let's do it like this. 20.87, because there's my fiver back. So I started off with £5 and I've had £15.87 profit, £20.87 at the end of 6 months from that one product. Okay, just one. I've waited, I've got top price for it. Okay, Am I happy? Not really. And I'm going to tell you why. So why am I not really happy with it? It's because it's taken too long. I don't want things to be waiting around for that amount of time. Even though I've said in previous videos that I have like a 12-month time pattern for it, but that's really for things that I've bought that are out of season. I know they're out of season and I know I've got to wait. In terms of a rugby shirt just before the Six Nations, that's not the case. Anyway, so let's put in what I would do. And this is all about the journey of the £5. Okay. In the example that I just used, the £5 took 6 months to turn into £20.87. All right. Let's look at the journey now. If I sell and take lower offers. Right. So I start with £5. I take the offer of 15 plus the £3.60 postage. There's my postage, £3.25. There's the fees. That gives me £7.43 profit if I sell it at £15. Okay, add on the fiver. All right, £12.43. Okay, so I'm now got £12.43 to play with. Okay, and that's at the end of month one. All right, we're not at £20.87 that we were before. All right, but we've got a little bit back. We've got a bit to play with. I can then go out and buy a pair of Levi's. This is quite realistic. Many Levi's priced at about £10, Levi 501s. That's not unrealistic. They can be got for that price. Offer comes in, 18 quid. Again, quite realistic. They can go for 25, but I took 18, £21.60, including the postage. There's all the fees and everything. We get £4.96 profit. Okay. Our bank is now at £17.39 at the end of month two. Still not £20.87. All right. We're a little bit off that. We're a little bit below that, but we're building. Right. I then go out and buy a pair of Nike Dunk High Gum sole shoes. Okay. The reason why I say that is because I know that I source them at 15 quid. Okay. Right. I go through all of it again. This time I know that I sold these at 25. All right, there's the profit there, £5.87. All right, so add the £5.87 on, £23.26. At the end of month three, I am above the £20.87. Remember, we're looking at the journey of the fiver. All right, before that journey took 6 months to make £20.87. We are now at the end of month three above it. I then go and use that 23 quid to go and buy say an HDD DVD recorder, all right, which I've done. Okay, that cost me 20 quid. I took an offer of 60. Okay, there's all the postage and everything. Gave me £31.96 profit, £55.22, and that's only after 4 months. So this is why I do it the way that I do it. You might think that I'm underselling. I don't think I am. I'm getting the money back and reinvesting it into something else. I may not get top whack for it, but I'm getting the cash back. Okay, I am basically developing cash flow. All right, I want to enjoy myself. All right, I enjoy going into charity shops and stuff like that. I don't want to be waiting for the money to come in. Okay, I want to be getting the money back and then going out and reinvesting it, because one of the reasons why I do this is purely for enjoyment. So this is why I sell low, to get the money back and to go out and to reinvest. And in the long run, that, using the example that I've just shown you here, I feel makes more money. One way that you can do it is you can buy it all. Okay, if you think about this, if I went out and bought all of those and still had to wait for the 6 months, I would have invested the fiver plus another £45 to buy all of those, and then I've got to sit and wait for the money to come back. Don't want to do it. Don't want to sit and wait. Okay. It's just the way that I am. It's just my philosophy. I'm also trying to help people, giving people good products at good prices. And as long as I'm making a profit, I'm absolutely fine with it. So I'm hoping that you can see that this example here, I feel, explains why I think that accepting quicker, lower prices actually makes more money in the long run. Also, you've got to take into consideration my shed isn't the biggest shed in the world. Okay, I want to be moving stuff quickly. I don't want to have stuff in the shed and to keep it in the shed for a long period of time. I really, really don't want to do that. I want my shed to have stuff coming in and going out quickly. Okay, not using it as a huge storage. You know, if I want to grow my store, this is the way to do it, not holding out for top dollar all the time.
Another thing that I'm doing, and this has also got a few comments on my videos as well, is I'm playing around with promotions. I'm going a bit Tom Robinson on promotions. I'm either doing 2, 4, 6 or 8 or 10, all right? He didn't say 10, did he? It's 2, 4, 6, 8 motorway, okay? But that's where I am. They're the figures that I'm looking at. And there's been a few comments saying that they don't really understand my promotional strategy. To be honest with you, I'm developing a strategy. I'm doing this and sharing with you my journey towards developing a strategy. There is some logic behind it though. What I'm finding is at this time of year, my golf polos are selling really quickly, but I'm sourcing them at quite a high price and I'm not really making that much markup on them. It's below 50% pretty much all the time, but they sell quickly. So I hope you're thinking what I'm thinking. Don't promote them. Don't put them on at 2%. What I could do is have the eBay shop hold my product and I can use eBay for the transaction, but I could also put them onto something like Facebook Marketplace, or I could do a YouTube short showing the golf polo, all right, to promote it in that way. Do my own promotion, as it were. I'm going to start to try doing that, especially at this time of year. I've got a few golf polos on. You'll see some promotional videos, some YouTube shorts for those golf polos next week. So they are not going to be promoted, not even at 2%. We'll see how that goes. If they don't sell, I'll put them 2% back on and see if they sell then. It really is a case of, will I be able to do it? And I'll share my experiences with you guys. On the other hand, the 10%, I've sold trainers in the past, but I am surprised sometimes at just how long they take to shift. They do shift, but it takes, you know, considering that a golf polo can go within a couple of weeks, some even within a week, a pair of trainers normally takes between 4 and 6 weeks. And it's having a lot of watches. So I'm thinking to myself, what if you promote the hell out of these things? What if you put them on at 10%, seeing what happens then? I've done it, and so far the results have been very, very good. 3 pairs of trainers that I have put on have sold within a fortnight, promoted at 10% instead of the usual 2%. So I hope you're thinking what I'm thinking. Is 10% too high? Maybe I could try it at 8%. This is what I mean, the 2, the 4, the 6 and the 8. They're the ones that I'm going to play around with. So, yeah, keep watching, keep subscribing, and I will tell you exactly what I'm achieving at these promotional rates. But really, the promotional strategy, I am thinking, there is logic up there, up here for thinking, feet are for dancing, but it certainly isn't a strategy that's all over the place. I am thinking, and I'm hoping I'm explaining myself in the videos. If I'm not, I apologise. But those 2 products there that I've just mentioned, I'm going to start looking at promoting in that way. Everything else that I put on is going to be put on at 2% because at the moment that seems to be working. So there you have it. All right. Just a quick video this time, just talking about the strategy that I am currently using and from the figures that I've given. What was it? 694 sales, 666 at a profit, 28 at a loss. And the losses aren't particularly big. You know, in many cases, we're talking less than £1. And some of those profits are actually quite hefty. So I'm certainly in profit. Yeah. Now, please like, comment, subscribe. Okay, keep those comments coming in for me to do videos like this. It certainly gives me ideas, and it certainly gives me inspiration to share with you exactly what I'm doing and the strategies that I'm following at the moment. Okay, thank you for your support. The channel is still growing. The shop is still growing. Yeah, I'm happy. All right, I'm not going to waffle anymore. This is Smithy out. Nice talking to you. All right, bye-bye.